Welcome back, everyone. If you've ever heard your uncle saying, hey, the next crash is right around the corner, and you were wondering if you should believe him or not, just hang with me for 2 minutes, and we're going to get to the bottom of that. We're going to start by flashing back to 2008. Housing market crashed 31.8%. Unemployment was at 9%, and the government had just spent $128 billion to bail out AIG. Sounds like total chaos, right? It was. But here's the thing. Markets always find their groove. And predicting the next dip, that's like betting on my wife being on time for church. Probably not a good idea. You're going to be right occasionally, but most of the time, don't panic waiting for things to crash when they may not crash the way you think. Okay, so now let's play a little game, right, with this Ada County graph there. This is from 2006 to 2013. Okay, I'm going to throw you right in the middle of the 2008 crash, and I want you to picture yourself staring at these monthly changes, and I want you to try and pick the perfect time to buy. Pick a month, like say March of 2008. You can see the values dipped by 0.38%. Pick it, and then you're locked in, but here's the catch. You don't get to see what happens after that point. So if that's the one that you pick, you have to pretend like you don't get to see any of this, right? You're going to strap in, you're going to hold on, because markets are a wild ride, and timing is always a gamble, even when we have the data and we're looking back. Don't think about it too long. Just pick a point. Give me a month and a year. Go ahead. Give you 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. So if you said February of 2011, then boom, you were spot on. That's when Ada County's median home values bottomed out at a steal of $189,422 for a median priced home. High five through the screen. Whoop. But hold on. This was just for median priced homes. Luxury real estate continued to go down for another 2 years into 2013. That's further proof that with crystal clear hindsight data, nailing the exact time to buy a home is very specific. And unfortunately, there is no magical formula, no crystal ball. So younger millennials and Gen Z, ditch the sky is falling discussions that you've been having with all your friends and relatives. And I want you to remember that Boise has been averaging an appreciation rate of 7.87% over the last 35 years. Even through the crash, the worst stock market real estate crash of our time, 7.87%. So we're going to wrap this up with some cold hard data now, and I promise your future self will thank me. From $74,000 on average in 1990 to $555,000 in 2025. So projecting forward a 7.87% trend over the last 35 years, we're going to be eyeing 701,000 by 2030. And then that will balloon to 1.252 by 2040 and 2.2 by 2050. And I know these numbers seem unfathomable now, but if you look at San Francisco in 1990, their average sales price was around $250,000, and now, so to my millennials and my Gen Z babies out there, listen, you got to tune out the naysayers. Markets are going to adjust. Everything always goes like this, especially in these big metropolitan areas. But I want you to remember, you are building generational wealth, and I don't care what any of your family members say. And ask yourself these questions. Do I want to miss out? Because time goes by really fast, and if you sit on the sideline, one day your kid's going to ask you, hey, why weren't you buying property in 2025? And what's going to be your answer? Drop a fire emoji in the comments below if this resonates with what you're feeling inside. And if your uncle's telling you, don't buy, the crash is coming. Thanks for watching.